Good morning, everybody. We're back. We're back here. Yeah, it's time for another session. I mean, I'm recording this right after the last one, so my impression has not changed. A little hard for it to. It's been like 30 minutes. But yeah, I'm still a little hesitant. Still a little hesitant. But we'll see how this half goes. I'll try not to make it as long as the last video. Sorry about that. I didn't realize I hit the 4-hour mark. But yeah, this should be interesting. Be sure to grab your drinks, snacks, all that jazz to sit down and go for a ride, I guess. Huh. I don't know exactly where this is going to go. We'll find out. I'm hoping that we find Erinville's mother and that she's okay. And that we hope, and I hope that we find, La Machi's nursemaid and she's fine. Basically, I'm just hoping that nobody died in all this. And wishing for a regular Yasulani still. I'm not overly into the whole techie, aspect. I don't mind if it's, like, dabbled in, and it seems to be a little bit of both here, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Let's get into it, yeah? What did they say again? There's no sensation of passing into a different world. This couldn't be, could it? I mean, this couldn't be a reflection, could it? This is Yasulani? What? Things keep getting stranger and stranger. I don't think I read that one last time, actually. And I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't this. Yeah. Hard same. Hard same. Huh. Can we see? Umbral static. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how to feel. Let's just do this. The land of Levin. Okay, I swear to God, if I get a Ramu here. No, I'm kidding. We probably won't. Maybe some electrically charged beast or creature. It's obviously at some point. Even if it's like just a small thing on the side of the road. But, not another Ramu. That'd be interesting to see, but not another Ramu. I get hot chocolate for my troubles. Nice. Erinville looks upon Yasulani in disbelief. I mean, yeah, same, honestly. I don't like it. Oh, I'm sorry. My volume is down. I forgot I turned it down so I wasn't blasting my ear out while I was eating. Alright, volumes are good. It doesn't make any sense. That tower, was it always hit? Was it always there? No. Nope, I'm using the wrong accent. Oh no! No, definitely not. Definitely not. Nor the wall over there. The material's not something we use in Taral. It's closer to what we saw at the gate of the Golden City. Or those mechanical soldiers. True. Such a massive structure couldn't possibly have built in so short a time. Exactly. Then I'm inclined to assume we've been transported to another location. Or perhaps... Well, speculation will avail us not. We need to learn more before we can draw conclusions. I mean, yeah, transported to another spot that looks like it and is in a reflection would make sense. It's just, it's so weird. I need to hear the logic that they give behind this, honestly. Let's take a look around then. Yeah. Yeah, I accepted the quest, but I don't know if I'm happy about that, if I'm honest. I'm just hoping this portion doesn't turn into a, yeah, I just want to get the expansion done. See, electric creature in the form of a turret, so yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if some of these mobs are normal. Because, I mean, some of the land looks normal enough for Tural. Shak Tural. And some of it's very obviously robot. So it's like they're trying to blend the two together. I just don't know how I feel about it. He's kind of cute. Aw, he has no arms though. Poor baby. He's very cute. He looks happy with life, honestly. He's like, I just get to mill about, eat people. It's great. Yeah, I'm level 99, so there's gonna be a lot of wasted XP coming from things. I'm gonna explore and get ether currents as a Picto, I think. Just because it's my closest in range. What in the hells, though? Oh, I don't have the ether compass on my bar. Though that makes sense, because I wasn't planning to do this at all, so. 290 yelms to the northwest. Okay, another thing that looks like it could be normally here. Okay. $102 yelms north. Maybe there? East? Oh, it's on the top of the cliff, isn't it? I was hoping it wasn't, but... Huh. This... Sorry. Everything about this place just feels weird, you know? Just... It doesn't... It doesn't feel right. Sorry, I don't know why I'm suddenly clearing my throat. Yeah, this looks completely broken down. Which is weird for it having only been a few days. I mean, I guess there was a slight explosion, but then you would expect the buildings to be obliterated, not looking run down like somebody left them unattended for a couple decades. It doesn't make sense. Oh. My bad. Hold on. Yeah. Where ether current? Southwest? Oh. So it was just on the top of the cliff. Okay, well, whatever. We got there, that's what matters. I don't like this zone right now. I kinda hate it, even. And I never say that about this game. It's kinda sad.
That one's a little further out. I'll discover this. Actually, I might be around that area. If I'm around that area, I'll keep looking. If not, I'll go start the MSQ. What are you? You're like a really screwed up horse. Okay. Mixed together with like a coyote or something. Okay. Good to know. I discovered an area. Okay, we got more beetle bug things. You look pretty normal. Not gonna lie. Oh, I totally forgot that I need to put stuff on the board again. That's my bad. I'll have to wait until after recording. Or whenever I take a tea break. It doesn't... It looks like I have to really go out of my way to find another ether current, so I'm gonna go ahead and go back to MSQ. I want to like this place, and I was expecting to like this place, but I wasn't expecting the tech bullshit here. I don't like it. Again, we'll see, but right now, I don't like it. We'll see. Maybe it'll be one of those where, like, I don't like certain parts of it, and then other parts really shine. Not literally, but, you know, metaphorically. Back to Bard.
This place is unnatural in a way I've never seen before.
Wait, in a way I've never seen before. Okay, yeah.
This place is isolated by the dome, yet the skies are heavy with thunderclouds. The air oversaturated with lightning-aspected ether.
Yeah.
Haven't seen anyone so far.
Yeah.
I recognize the lay of the land. It's definitely Yasulani, and yet...
Yeah, and yet indeed. I don't think this is Yasulani. I think it... Like, it definitely seems to be, but definitely doesn't? I don't understand. I mean, I've not been there, so... I don't know. Just keep pushing, I guess.
That looks like a train station, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That must be Yasulani Station, where the passengers disembarked. Then perhaps we'll find someone to talk to there. Let's go and investigate.
So far, the zone seeming as dead as fucking Azazla. Which is saying something. Because, you know, there are no people there. Only robots. And weird creatures. I mean, I saw that person for that fate. There's a person. I'm at a loss. Let me see if my friends are around the Aetherite. They are cool.
This Aetherite is of Turali design.
That's... yeah, that was one of my observations too.
It's fallen into total disrepair.
Let me try that again.
It's fallen into total disrepair. Almost as if it hasn't been used in decades.
That's literally what I said earlier. So it's not just me. That... I don't like this right now. Grumpy.
Amidst enormous alien structures, we have more familiar sights like the station.
Yeah. Where's Allie? There. Oh look, more money.
This is a... This is a water tower for trains, isn't it? Huh. A piece of me feels like if I walked into this zone and there was nothing weird about it and it was natural, right? It would give the vibe of this was how technology in the town was. And like how civilization was, and then one day someone found new tech, and the entirety of the continent decided we're gonna go with the new tech. But because they just abandoned the houses, there's the huge city with all the new tech where everybody lives now, and you just find these wacky ruins. Problem is, it's been 3 days. 4, maybe 5. Sorry, 4 or 5 days. That's too much. It hurts my brain to think about, honestly. I just... Okay. Just keep pushing through. I'm pretty sure this is Yasulani Station. But from the state of it, I'd swear it was abandoned years ago. I'm not sure what to make of this. We should look around a bit more. Say the least, yeah. Anything different? No. Huh. Dilapidated building. The building is a rotting husk. It has clearly been many years since anyone lived here. Yeah. Except... you know? Rusty train tracks. The tracks are heavily rusted. It would seem they haven't been tended to for a long while, which we know better. This hurts my brain. You find a train turntable. The thick layers of rust suggest it hasn't been used in years. Is that a robot? Oh, is that glass? Oh, that's like so ridiculously shiny now that it threw me off and I wasn't sure if something was actually fucking glowing over here. I had to check. Sheesh. Robot just standing here. Finished poking around, have you? Let's gather everyone then. I want you all to take a look at this. Okay. It's one of the mechanical soldiers. Long since broken, apparently. I don't know why I keep doing her voice like that. I feel like I've really scuffed it, but oh well. Long since broken. Again, it's been all of a few days. What the fuck? But I'd say its presence confirms that this is indeed Zeralja's domain we're in. Oh my god, I just remembered something. Zeralja was promised that he can remake the world. No one said that technology would be something that takes time, and even he said, I expected you to be dead ages ago, old man. Do they have the ability to time skip? So are we... Did they... if we imagine that there's time skips here, right? To make this all happen. And it looks like the buildings haven't been used in decades. And considering how tall that building is and whatnot, and all the little things around it, that would have taken at least a couple decades. So if we assume there's a time skip involved, the people who are at the station are, in theory, dead. Everyone who lived here and isn't part of their nation, I guess, or domain, is dead due to some reason or another, in theory. Because this particular area was time skipped to a time where it was just robots and a couple of people who helped control the robots, and anyone else was considered useless. In theory. In which case, it would explain some of this, and my mind is hurting less, actually, with this in mind. Suddenly, my brain's like, okay, I don't hurt anymore. That doesn't mean I like it, but it makes slightly more sense to my brain. Slightly. It's still don't like it. Let's see. What about the rest of you? Did you learn anything? So all evidence suggests this is Yasulani Station. Aye, and I've no doubt we're in Yasulani. But I don't understand why these buildings are so run down. If my time theory is correct, that explains everything in a way, or at least most things, because that would also explain why the aetheryte is Tirali. It doesn't explain why it's still operating, though, because what need have robots with flying robot motorcycles, or I guess flying motorcycles, for them to have an aetheryte? In which case, that's a little weird. I would expect for it to be broken down. But they probably didn't want to pull another Stormblood where we had to fix an aetheryte. People probably got a little pissy about that one. So maybe it's just that. I don't know. Yeah. They were completed barely a year ago. Yeah, this is... It's gotta be a time skip of some sort, because it don't make any sense otherwise. Oh, boy. For new structures to deteriorate, and enormous ones to appear in a flash. If I didn't know better, I'd say time flows differently here. Yeah, they're leaning into that, so it's a time skip. And that makes it all make sense in a disturbing way. So for all we know, when we leave this dome, it'll have been 1 day outside, but 5 years in here. And I don't like that, per se. I don't think it's gonna end up that bad, right? But that's basically what we're working with. Inside the dome, it could be 3 weeks, while everyone outside the dome is freaking out. But it's only been 2 days for them out there. Or vice versa. It could be like 2 days in here, and outside it's 5 weeks. And they were all nervous and freaking out the entire time, right? Like, I don't... Okay. Meanwhile, it just blew Wiklamat's mind. Yes, such a thing is possible, and I've fought Alexander, and I've done worse time shenanigans through that, and from going to the first. But, just... Okay. We're going with the time theory, then, and... yeah. Such a thing even possible? Yeah. We have encountered this phenomenon before, as it so happens. Uh-huh. Though it may be difficult to believe, our world is but one of several. In some respects, they are similar to one another, but in others, wholly different. We call them reflections. Simply put, Simply put, the rift between dimensions causes time to flow at a different pace in each world. While hours pass in one, years may have come and gone in another. But if this is Yasulani, then we should still be in the source. The flow of time should be synchronized. Should. I'm not sure I follow all this talk of reflections and dimensions. Fair. But if Aaronville says this is Yasulani, then it must be. Your village is a little further along, right? Aaronville. Huh? Oh. Huh? Oh, yeah, yes. No, I'm messing up his thing. Voice acting problems. I've only been voice acting for 3 hours today already. I wonder why I'm having trouble. Woo! Shocking, isn't it? Let me eat one of my candies. Yes. No. Yes. It's a short distance to the northwest. There we go, I got there in the end. Let's head there next. Rather than talk theory, it's always better to confirm things firsthand. Yeah. She's not wrong. It's moving. Great. May I be of assistance? It's still functioning? Right. It doesn't seem to be hostile, at least. Perhaps we can ask it some questions. Yeah. Can you tell us where we are? Well, that won't help, because if this is just... Will it? Because they could have just renamed the place and call it something else, and then we're fucked. It doesn't tell us anything. Coño. Unable to confirm credentials. Please present citizen identification. Unable to confirm credentials. Confirm. Confirm. Seems like it's broken after all. Too strange by half. Let's leave it and get going. Yeah, let's. Are those lightning rods? That would make sense. Would you accompany me for a moment? There's something I wish to investigate. Of course. This is so frickin' weird, my dudes. I'm like... My model's not picking it up, but I'm like... frowning at everything right now. Maybe not frowning, just... grumpy. Just like grumpy. Like, bruh, what is going on? So if those are in fact lightning rods, that would explain what they're probably channeling. Yeah, I just get hit by lightning. So yes, it's channeling natural lightning, ether from the sky, from the storm, which is probably why the dome is the way it is, to make it constantly generate thunder. To then harness it and send it through the city and the system to power things. But it's still weird. Oh, so that's what was glowing when I saw it earlier. Okay. Yeah, that does make perfect sense. It's just hurting my brain a little, because, you know. Look over there. The lightning appears to be drawn to those pole-shaped structures over yonder. The design suggests there's some manner of lightning rod. Let's go and take a closer look.
We should, Raha, okay. Oh no, yeah. Definitely a lightning rod, alright.
This material appears to be the same as that used in mechanical soldiers and warships. On closer inspection, it appears to bear fine etchings, rather reminiscent of arcane runes, these.
Yeah.
I suspect they're not merely decorative. I would posit...
I gotta sneeze. Hold on.
Oh, gosh.
I'm good.
I would posit it's used to harness lightning as a source of energy. Quite impressive technology.
Yeah.
I'll share this observation with Stola. I'll share this observation with Stola. For a blessing, the dome doesn't appear to interfere with the link pearls.
That's good.
Thanks for accompanying me. Let's head to the village and find the others.
Huh? That was probably the game's way of making sure I go in the correct direction and don't get lost. Okay, well, northwest is another ether current. Let me discover this area. As I figured, it's gonna have me go a little bit to the side over here to discover the other part of the section. I don't know why they're doing it in such small parts. I mean, more XP for me, I guess, but they could just chunk them together and be like, hey, this whole area's this XP. Hey, look, it's a thunder spirit, just like what was in the dungeon. I did say there'd probably be thunder creatures. East. Probably on the cliff again. They really like putting things on cliffs. Okay. Don't mind me screwing up my buttons there for a second. North. Oh. Forgot to do this just in case I do get caught in combat. Might be important or something. Maybe. Just, you know, possibly. Okay, we've seen these kind of creatures before. Looks like there's a tunnel here. Might be a lookout point. Oh look, bats. Chonky bats. Holy, they're kind of cute. Not gonna lie. Their big eyes are adorable. Oh good, at least. I don't want to kill it. I really like the music in here though. That music is a lot better to me. Or is this just because it's nighttime all of a sudden? It's nighttime. It just flipped to nighttime, that's why. So far I like this song better than what I was hearing for the daytime. I thought that was an electric creature. That's just somebody on the mountain zoo mound. Northeast? Huh. Are those robots? They are. Defective ones. Interesting. Oh, I sold more stuff. Okay, well, gotta keep going northeast.
I'm really liking the instruments they used. I do like this song. Looks like there's an area up there. I can get there through a tunnel. The Thunder Beasts also don't have arms. What is up with creatures in this area not having arms? Just, wondering. More bats. Very good. This is an entire tunnel system. Okay. Looks like it's mostly bats. So if I need to harvest them for... Harvest them? Sorry, fight them for an item for crafting. I know where to go. Not the other tunnel, but here. Ah, an ether current. Consider me not surprised that there's one in here. Good, you leashed. I don't have to fight you right now. There are multiple ways I can go. I think I'll stick my general quest, well, closer to my quest area than where I could go, I should say. What in the f is that? So, those are gardens. I almost guessed that just now, too. I was like, wait a minute. Vague memory appears. What the f... And that's to simulate rainstorms. What the f is that? Those are electrical trees? This is a dodo farm? Oh, my friend's gonna have fun with this one. Hey, that's a person! There's actual people, thank gods! How we doing, ladies? Hungry? These are... Whoa, nice gate. These are like straight up ruins, and yet tacky. There are so many mixed things happening right now. But at least now I know there are people alive. That's good. Southwest. There's like nothing positive going through my brain right now. Other than, cool, they're alive. I don't think I can go over to where... There's been a time skip here. It's not so big a time skip that everyone's dead. But, there's been a definite time skip. Another thunder creature. Bolt hound. Okay. And that appears to be the town that we were headed to, so... I just went there a little quickly, it looks like. That's fine. To the west. Can't exactly go west at the moment. Those are straight up ruins. What the flying frick is going on? Oh, good lord. Oh, I thought the player teleported away from the cuts. Like, you know, sometimes the cutscene will teleport you. I thought that happened, but I'm like, the chocobo's still here, though. Weird. Okay. Right. Thanos snapping. That's a thing still. Okay. No sign of anyone. This is Aaronville's village. Yeah, a whole lot of question marks, man. Let's stay vigilant. Oh, Aaronville. Okay. What in the world? What in the world? I don't know why I said that like that. Okay, anyway. This is so bizarre, man. Let's go home, he said. All hell broke loose, game said. This is funky. I hope it's voice, though. Why'd they have to choose this music? Oh, God. Anyone else flashing back a little? I take it this was your home?
My home. It's in ruins. But why? What happened here?
Remember, don't panic.
And where is everyone?
Yeah? Well, I'm assuming at the place that I saw.
I had a look in a few of the other houses, but they had clearly been abandoned.
Which means people probably left intentionally. Like it's not.
Damn it all. None of this makes sense.
It does with the time skip.
Excuse me? Are you looking for someone?
Oh my god, it's her! It's the girl that was in Tral! Or at least it looks like her outfit. I want that bow. I love the textures on her outfit. Why are Miss Pie has the same texture, or nearly same texture as her dress, though? That I question. I would expect the texture more like the gloves. Not the point. You look so... What's with this music? Oh, this is a reference, isn't it? Whoa, I like your dress. I like her outfit.
I apologize for giving you a fright. However, I did have reason to keep to the shadows.
I like your necklace. The song just abruptly ended. You are 3,000% a reference, aren't you? You have to... Why do you look familiar in a way? Is it just the hairstyle or something? You ever feel like something's tickling at the back of your memory and it just won't come to the surface? That's the kind of vibe I have right now. Oh, jeez. Anyway.
Sriracha has told me a great deal about you.
If you've met Zeralja, you've learned nothing about us, I'm just saying.
Sriracha?
Are you the one he made the deal with?
Greetings, and welcome to the realm of Alexandria.
Alexandria. Somehow that doesn't tell me a whole lot, and yet tells me a lot. Whoa, her hair's trippy. Look at the little loopies. The little loopies. I like her hairstyle. In a strange way. It's quite interesting. Let me look this up. Ah, FF9. FF9. Let me look up characters for FF9. I can't spell, apparently. Outside of that, though. Ugh. I'd have to learn her name, I think. But... I don't know. I don't know what to think. Okay, the reference. There's a point of reference here, though. Okay. I'm so confused, man.
I am Sphene, the Queen of Reason.
The Queen of Reason. So he made an alternate world that's shaped like Tural, but different. And again with the music choice, which is also tickling that FF9. Vague FF9 memories. I watched somebody play it once. I didn't play it yet though. So it's like tickling vague memories that I barely have. Oh, this is so weird. Sphene.
Queen of Reason?
Meanwhile, huh? That sounds familiar and yet vaguely different. Sphene. I spelled her name wrong, didn't I? She's only coming up for FF14. So, it could be that she's just a reference towards something else, and there's not and that there's FF9 references happening here. Not me looking at the music. Oh god, my head's warping right now. But then she herself is somebody new, but might look like somebody from another game, or maybe just is tripping up some weird part of my brain. I don't know anymore.
If you are the Queen of Reason, is there perhaps
a King of Resolve?
Yes, if you mean to ask if there is a King of Resolve. Zorulja holds that title, and together do we reign.
How did he trick what seems to be a very lovely and nice girl into this bullshit? And you must have been the one on the other side of the gate then. In theory. Oh, what in the fuck is happening?
Then you are both behind the attack on Tuliyola.
Calm. Calm. Calm.
And I doubt you're here to offer us a warm reception.
I think that's why she kept it in the shadows. I'm just gonna say it. I don't... pause. Pause.
No, you have it all wrong. I am not come to fight.
I don't even think she can fight. She doesn't even have a weapon on her. I mean... I don't know. I don't feel like she knows how to fight. She doesn't give that impression, if that makes sense. I mean, some don't. And then they, like, whip out a weapon, you're like, what the fuck? She doesn't give the impression she fights.
Zorulja rules alongside me, but that is a matter of expedience. In truth, we are at odds, he and I.
Yes! Okay, so... someone else set you guys up like this? What in the world is happening?
It is at considerable risk to myself and my people that I come before you to beg your aid.
Yay, she's cool! She looks like a sweet girl, so if you had told me otherwise, I would have been kind of disappointed. Does she have words on her outfit or tattoos under her outfit? What is going on there? No, I think it's on her outfit because it's also right here. Interesting. I kind of want your outfit. Dyeable.
Our aid. I'll admit I cannot imagine King Zorolja is keen to share and share alike. But if what you say is true, you're still the queen.
I don't imagine they're married, though. You know what I'm saying? And even then, knowing marriages over the centuries, that doesn't, just because you're married doesn't mean you're not at odds at any given time. Especially with royalty. Whew! The stories history tells us. Yeesh. Not the point. I get the feeling they were thrown together and said, yes, you rule! And then Zoralja went, Lamau, you're funny. You know?
Indeed. But I was once the sole ruler of Alexandria.
So when he took
This was a hostile takeover for you too, and you have it as a title probably, huh?
Until one day, he appeared, bent on conquest. In my weakness, I feared his power.
There it is.
So I persuaded him to forego violence and strike a bargain. I would remain queen, and he would receive technology that would empower him to achieve even loftier ambitions, along with the knowledge to use it.
Why exactly was this made? I mean, she said she feared him, but that's yikes in half.
A gamble, to be sure, but if it might spare my people...
I see. In other words, she's friendly. Put away the weapons.
If I may, the dome surrounding these lands was erected but recently. How is it he was able to not only invade, but instate a new system of leadership in a mere matter of days?
Good question. Important question. Thank you.
I've never heard of your realm. And this place is, or at least was, Yasulani.
Priorities time. Also, this is a really pretty song and I want it.
The house I grew up in is still here. But 3 years ago, that tower and these strange contrivances weren't. Nor was our village in ruins. Where did you come from? And what happened to the people who lived here? You must know.
I
try to be
realize
peaceful.
how confusing this all must be. Truth be told, I don't fully understand it myself.
Helpful! But she's peaceful and willing to work with us and even begging our aid. Which means we can work on a solution together. That's what's more important here. Perhaps we can figure this out and help her people and our people all in one go.
What I can say is that one day, people from your Tuliolol suddenly appeared here in Alexandria. Or perhaps it was we who found ourselves in Tuliolol.
So it's a matter of time skip plus teleportation. Or slash relocation, but yeah. Okay, so it's a mix of the two things I was thinking of. My brain feels a little more at ease now.
Until but recently, we were completely unaware of events taking place beyond the barrier surrounding our realm.
Does this not remind you of the Crystal Tower? How after the 8th Umbral Calamity, we devised a means to transport the Spire across time and space from the source unto the first?
Yes, and for us it was the Alligans who had advanced technology within a primitive world, but in this case it's from an overly advanced, more advanced than Alligan technology that was used, which means they could have achieved it much more simply, in theory. So it's a little bit of both time skip and a teleportation. In which case, it makes sense. I'm glad this is all making sense, but it's still a funky place, and I'm not completely certain quite yet if I like it. But I'm not as grumpy. I'm not as grumpy. They're making it make sense lore-wise.
Granted, this is on a much larger scale.
Oh, yeah.
If that is indeed what has happened. Not only the people and structures, but also the surrounding environment.
Yes.
Regardless, the people of Lakeland perceived the arrival of the Crystal Tower much as the Queen describes her own experience. Sudden and inexplicable.
True. Uh-huh.
Well then, you appear to have a better grasp of our circumstances than we do. Indeed, more than I dared hope. In which case, a closer examination of the effects of this phenomenon may afford us more insights. Allow me to take you to the outskirts.
I have a feeling I'm going to like her further, because I already do. But I think she's going to continue to grow on me. There's more words on her outfit. I wonder what all of them say. Anyway, in which case, a closer examination of the effects of this phenomenon may afford us more insights. Allow me to take you to the outskirts. Okay.
A number of the Shatona live there as well. Perhaps your acquaintances are among them.
Okay, so probably to the place that...
Hold on. If we accept, there's no guarantee we're not walking into a trap.
Technically right, but I get a feeling she just wants to help her people. Like, genuinely.
But if we're to defeat Zorolja, we need to understand how he grew so strong.
True.
Besides...
Arendville's family is more important here. Well, the families in general.
You're right.
I'm glad we didn't have to say it.
Queen Sphene, before we go, Your Majesty, I have to ask, did you really have nothing to do with the attack on Tulihiolal?
I saw you there, though, so you do have to explain that.
Noble Wook Lamart, shall we dispense with the formalities?
Oh?
I'll not deny the soldiers and airships that attacked your people are products of Alexandria. But it was Zorolja, not we, who fashioned them into weapons of war and laid siege to Tuliolal.
So they were just supposed to be ways to make life a little more convenient and peaceful for your civilians, and he turned them into war machines. Okay.
So he alone is to blame.
No, I may not have prosecuted this war, but I nevertheless bear responsibility for it.
Aww. She's a proper ruler.
Perhaps. I know next to nothing about you, let alone what you've been through. So by all means, show us around. I think we'll learn a lot from meeting your people.
Wonderful! If you would follow me.
I like her. I take it there will be trouble if Zoralja hears of this. Isn't it a little odd for the queen to be walking about on her lonesome? Both are good points. I take it there will be trouble if Zoralja hears of this. I'm gonna go with that one.
Is that concern or suspicion?
Concern.
If things should take a turn for the worse,
I'm hoping for a please kill him, but you know.
might I call upon your aid?
Her voice vaguely reminds me of Medion a little. It's throwing me off, anyway.
I jest, of course. But you do strike me as the most capable here.
Sorry, guys. I wasn't expecting her to say that. I mean, all of them would probably agree, but it's so funny to hear somebody we just met say it. Like, huh? How could you tell? It's like, wait, what? Oh boy. Oh shit, I did that on Painter? My bad. Good thing I was in the same outfit, huh? Oopsie. I knew I was gonna screw it up eventually. Alright. At least I didn't have to pull out my weapon. That would have been real awkward. Oops. Maybe I should just stay on guard. I think it goes without saying, but we're not going to trust her just like that, right? Any way you look at it, a mysterious girl who appears out of nowhere, proclaiming herself a queen is suspicious. That's fair. Bah humbug. A royal welcome. Oh, level 97, very good. Alice is inclined to keep a close eye on the queen. Well, having established that we should be wary, we could use more information. So let's head to this place, the outskirts, and see what we can learn. It's about Sphene as well. Oh, I thought we were going that way. Did I get rotated at some point? Oh, I definitely got spun around at some point. Ooh, pardon. That's gonna be on the other side of the wall. I only have 4 so far. So there's probably one, like, up here somewhere. Probably, anyway. Hello! Relieved to see the people here are well, at least. Right? Although we can barely see them, they're doing good, at least. The innovations of Alexandria are nothing short of extraordinary. True. Very true. Oh, it's the cord on my leg. I was like, something's touching my leg. I don't know what. Always uncomfy. A most unusual farm, but the produce appears normal enough. Have you ever seen such strange contraptions? Sort of. From a certain race that doesn't exist anymore because it got fucking deleted. I mean, what? Nothing? I wonder what this one is used for. I think it's pretty clear it's your irrigation system. Look them up, please. It's for watering plants. Those brick buildings. I've seen their like before, though I cannot remember where. Oh? I've seen their like before, but I can't remember where. Huh. I'm kind of thinking of the first a little bit. The Katana Ravel a little bit? They're not exact by any means. It just vaguely reminds me of the ruins there, now that I think about it. Or Second Temple of Karn. Huh. Anyway. Hi again, Sphene. I trust you have similar farming facilities in Terral. They're completely different from ours. I've got no idea what all those machines do. We settled on this approach after some trial and error. The Terrali have their own methods of farming, which they wanted to continue employing. Fair. But the environment makes it challenging. There's too much rain and not enough light. Fair.
Thankfully, the use of electro has allowed us to fortify the buildings here, as well as provide what nature cannot.
Fair.
Electro what? Electrope. It's a material we use for myriad devices and applications.
I need to remember to keep it higher pitch for her, huh?
For myriad devices and applications. A topic for another time, perhaps. If you would follow me, we're nearly to the outskirts.
Okay. Again, making sure I don't get lost. Oh, I forgot to check, again, ignore that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that went up again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That went back down. And now we're at 2. So I'm wondering if it's gonna be another like 8 to 10 here then for 97. And possibly 98 when we get there. So we've done 2 quests so far. This session. Obviously not total. That'd be weird. Speaking of weird,
What's that?
I kind of just drove through here real fast. I didn't really... Oh, the Dota Pharmaca. Can I go in? Ooh!
You feeling brave enough to go for a walk, pretty bird?
That's cute. Huh. Oh, I'm on a power cord, first off. Second, I feel like I've walked into Warframe, but with Final Fantasy graphics. Does that make sense? Ugh. Hey, I'm getting all sorts of confused, man. Southwest. Oh, on the other side. I didn't... Oh, okay, I discovered the area. I didn't think about the fact that it might auto-put me into a cutscene. Some things do that. Doesn't usually happen, but some things do that.
It's a rather lively settlement, isn't it? In defiance of the ceaseless gloom, almost.
Almost. I like the song used here.
It's a relief to see the people here are well. Hopefully, the same can be said for everyone in Yasulani.
I think this is Yasulani, dear.
It's fascinating how they've combined traditional bricklaying with electrotrope-based engineering. A curious blending of 2 cultures.
True. Very true.
I'll admit, I've seen nothing particularly suspicious. Yet.
Oh, that was it.
Yet.
There, that's more her voice. This is a Tonawautan village, or at least it was, before the dome and these strange contraptions. Oh, I see. Huh. Okay. You said, Tonawautan. Yeah. Tonawautan village, right? Okay, they seem well. Hope people from in Yasulani are. Nothing suspicious yet. Interesting blending of cultures. Town seems lively. And this is about where a Tonawautan village was.
What in the hell? That's cool looking.
That's super cool. And trippy. So it's an actual plant. But very trippy. Here, I thought it was just some electrical thing or other. One of my friends was just assigned the role of hunter. Gosh, I wish it were me. If only I'd passed the exam. Let me see your Oh no. Oh no. I guess that's their citizen identity thing. But that's the thing that allowed that guy to, well, allowed Geralja to come back to life. And allowed the weird guy to turn into a snake. So I don't trust these things. But it seems the Hetzaru are also here. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely energy slash ether flow. Well, that's trippy right there. I don't trust those devices. But they could potentially just be identification things, so... The other guys could have been different because military, or at least he seemed like he was military. But I don't know. Nothing suspicious. Interesting blend. Town seems lively. This is where Tono Alta village was. So people are okie dokie. Okay. Hello, Sween.
Here we are. Though you'll doubtless find much of what you see in Alexandria strange, the traditional agriculture practiced in this village at least should be familiar.
Maybe.
Queen's Fiend? What business brings her here, I wonder?
Wow, we've had an accent change, clearly.
The Queen has come!
They seem to like her, so that's a good sign. She seems to be friendly with them.
You look well, Paquine.
And she seems close to the people. Okay. Okay.
And Katonye, I see you've already taken to your new position.
Oh god. Wasn't that an outfit from the first? Oh, that's trippy.
When she introduced herself as queen, I was expecting someone colder. Honestly, she reminds me of you, Lamachi.
Yeah, that's fair.
Me?
Yeah. I think you two are gonna get along swell, honestly.
It's only natural for a ruler to love her people.
It should be, anyway.
And I should like to know them as best I can. Even the most trifling details.
Very good.
The more you come to know them, the more you grow to love them. Who they are and what they've built.
That's it. Beautifully put.
Like her eyes. They're very pretty.
And it would appear that she is well loved in turn.
Yep. It's kind of hard to, like, plan that. If people really don't like you, they're not gonna act like this no matter what. You're gonna see some bitterness, or, like, somebody shadily around the corner, like, queen and her ploys. I'm all playing her game. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of hard to fake it to this degree. Nani?
Your Majesty, you honor us with your presence.
Do I know that voice? Weird.
And who are these fine people?
That's a great question. Smile.
Tuliolol's vow of resolve, Wuk-Lamat, and her companions.
You just full honesty then? Okay. Well, if Saralja finds us, or catches wind of us,
They
that
come
might be
from
bad.
beyond the barrier, but you needn't worry. They are good people and are to be treated as my honored guests.
Oh, very cool.
The rumors of a link to the outside are true then. Wuk-Lamat is still so young.
Hmm? How did you think she was?
Oh, where are my manners? I am Papone, a leader of sorts of the people living out here.
Papone.
Papone? That has a ton of Woughton ring to it.
True.
Right you are. I take it you hail from this region as well? Teshpiani, perhaps?
Hmm?
Yes, I do. I don't suppose you know a woman by the name of Kafkiwa?
Kakiwa? That's how you say that? Oh boy, okay.
Kafkiwa. I'm afraid I'm not sure if I've ever met someone with that name.
Damn. Oh my god, this vaguely reminds me of a toy, but I can't remember what it was called. It's specifically this part being like around a wheel that caught my eye just now. I don't know. Anyway, if you think of it, comment down below.
Oh. Mother isn't here. But it's a relief to know at least some of the people of Yasulani are alive and well.
True.
Your mother, you say?
Yes.
Now that you mention it, I
Huh?
do see the resemblance.
Huh? You know the mama?
You know my mother?
Hmm?
I do. Yes.
Hmm? I don't
Then
know if
tell
that
me,
was good.
please. Where is she?
Uh-oh. Oh no.
I
Oh.
cannot say. Not here, but I promise I will in due time.
Huh? Oh no. This is bad.
I have a question, Pepone. Do you recall what happened the day the dome first appeared?
That's a great question, actually, yeah.
The barrier? Well,
How many years ago was it?
I remember fixing a shelf that had collapsed after a terrible earthquake. Then the ground began to tremble. There was a brilliant flash of light, and then... Forgive me, my recollection of it all is rather poor.
No, that's fair. Probably really sad.
You needn't push yourself, Papone. After 30 years, no one could blame you for not remembering.
It's been 30? I was expecting like 20. Oh god. And by 20 I mean 20 at most-ish. Like, oh god, 30 years?
30 years? As in 30 years in the past?
I knew there was a time skip, so it's not that startling, but like, I didn't expect 30 years. Ooh. That was more than I expected, for sure.
Absurd though it may sound, there is no doubt in my mind the events that led to the joining of our lands occurred 30 years ago. Which is not to say I
it is
understand
electrified.
why our perceptions of the intervening time are so radically different. We only just became aware of the discrepancy when Zoralja's military base was completed, and we were at last able to venture beyond the barrier.
Huh? First off, yeah, this is electrocuted, but I don't know why it's electrocuted. Which would explain why I thought it was something, you know, mechanical instead of a tree. Hold on. Which is not to say I understand why our perceptions of the intervening time are so radically different. We only just became aware of the discrepancy when Zoralja's military base was completed. And we were at last able to venture beyond the barrier. What? Oh, you mean the same barrier? Huh. Right.
I believed you long dead. To have the chance to kill you myself is an unforeseen blessing.
Yeah, that's why I thought time discrepancy. So, well, if it was 30 years, it kind of explains how he was able to become so robotic. For sure. Again, at first I was only expecting a few years' time. Now then I was expecting like 2 decades maybe, and now it's 3 decades, and I'm just like, oh my god, wow. It's still a little longer than I thought. Like, sheesh. Sheesh.
30 years. Little wonder Zoralja assumed our father had already passed away.
It's not unlike how time passes differently in the First and the Source. The fluctuating space of the rift between them disrupting temporal equivalence.
Uh-huh.
Perhaps the same holds true here, and time flowed faster within the dome.
Meaning, this is a piece of another reflection, or do you suppose time is still passing faster in here? Oh god. God. This is trippy, man. Mean this is a piece of another reflection, or do you suppose time is... Let's test the bottom. Do you suppose time is still passing faster in here? Or have they finally met and that's why they can travel? We can travel between places.
I was able to make contact with Yestola not long ago via Link Pearl, so that shouldn't be cause for concern.
Okay. Good.
And based on the Queen's account, this encampment may have come to serve as a physical bridge between the two planes, after which the dome was forced into the source's temporal flow.
Which means this might... Okay. Wow. I'm loving the detail on your outfit, my dude. Not the point. Okay.
If we're to be certain of anything, we need more information.
Yeah.
Sveen, would it be all right if we had a look around and spoke with the townspeople?
By all means.
I like Sveen. She good bean.
Time to see what we can see of Alexandria, then.
Man, the lettering's too small. I can't read it. I do love how intricate things are, though. This looks like it says our heart. It's real hard to tell. And there's no guarantee that it's Eorzean. It could be,
Turalian? In which case it'd be a little different. Damn. Or Alexandrian.
And its people. I may yet find familiar faces among the survivors from Yasolani.
Yeah.
Even if I don't understand the half of it, I would learn more of this place before we confront Zorolja.
True.
Perhaps you'd care to see how we make our living.
Sure.
Though we have always prided ourselves on the use of traditional Tonawatan farming methods, the use of electro-fueled technologies has led to countless agricultural innovations.
Fair.
I would join you as well.
Very good. I know which team I'm probably going with then. God, she's pale.
Ma'am, please, you needn't trouble yourself.
It's no trouble at all. And I promise not to cause any manner of distraction.
Reassuring words, or they would be had I not heard them countless times before. Very well, but do be careful.
Of course. I shall proceed with the utmost care.
Squints.
Now then, if you two would follow me, we can begin the tour.
Alright, alright.
I can't say that I trust her yet, but I trust that her affection for these people is genuine.
Yeah.
And that's enough for me.
That's fair. Oh, she doubled back like, hey, you guys know? Man. Huh? Oh, hey, I sold stuff. Oh, hey, more stuff sold. Sold? I can talk. On occasion. So, will I be able to see my friends then? Or... South? Oh, right. Right about here-ish. Interesting. I mean, I don't see anyone. I know Cryo went in this direction. That doesn't mean I'll see her. Oaklop infestation? Huh? Nice. Ever keep assignment? Whoa! Whoa! Fancy. They got them iPads. I'm just kidding. They do look a lot like tablets, though. But techier still. Oh, something so. Very nice. Keep assignments. So people are going to school more, so that's cool, honestly. Well, that's what it sounded like anyway. Yeah, I don't see anyone, and this town's big. Okay. Normally I talk to the NPCs, as you guys know, but I guess I'll have to just continue my quest. I saw nobody. Huh? Wait, a merchant? I missed that. Oh, okay, I haven't unlocked the gemstone trader yet. Nothing I need. We deal in wares unsuited to recycling, though we're unfortunately out of stock at the moment. Perhaps you can come back later? Alright, just progress through more of the story and you're Gucci. A forecast terminal, that's fair. Ooh, I like the bird. I like the bird. Oh, thank you for accessing the forecast terminal. Acquiring meteorological data. Why, thank you. Ow, my neck is killing me. Holy. Ah. Interesting. So they have a different flag here. Because, yeah, they're from Alexandria. Have been for 30 years. Interesting. Good to know. I guess that's also my teleport book, huh? Huh. Trippy, to say the least. Touring farmlands with the queen of another nation is not how I expected to spend my day. Fair. Electrope has done much to improve the efficiency of their farming, but hasn't replaced everything. The people wanted to preserve their old way of life, and we do not want to force ours upon them. You went to such lengths so that our cultures could coexist, even going so far as to learn our tongue. I'm sure everyone appreciated that. The communication was thankfully not an issue, for the Turali tongue is surprisingly similar to Alexandrian. Oh, okay, so... Okay, cool. Of course, there are words and phrases for which there is no equivalent, but those can be taught with minimal effort. True, if like 90% of the languages is, or 98% of the language is the same, and then there's like some lingo. People can learn lingo like it's nothing. Through mutual respect, understanding, and patience, we Alexandrians and Turali have learned a great deal from one another. And I'm sure there is much you wish to learn as well. So please, if you have questions, do not hesitate to ask. Okay, that's the third quest done. How far? About an hour and a half? Okay. Or so. Okay, that didn't change. A day in the life. Ooh, a tart Turali tart. Go figure. Sveen is eager to show you around. Rather than bore you with lengthy explanations, let us head back to the farm we passed earlier. Yupe's Halo, it is called. We can speak with one of the farmers when we arrive. I guess we're off to Yupe's Halo. Yupe's Halo? Sorry, Yupe's Halo. Ooh, I can now immediately go touch the gemstone trader, so I'm gonna go do that and unlock that. I do a heckin' poke. As luck would have it, the reforgers have brought in a variety of wares. If you've any bicolored gemstones, I'd be happy to trade with you. Very cool. Huh. Interesting. Okay. And then there's a triple triad over that a ways. I haven't done a triple triad in a minute. Get a heckin' cold, don't mind me. Hello. Utai? Playing triple triad reminds me of an old friend, Tuliolo. How about a game? Sure. How many cards? One? That's what I figured. Let's do it. Okay. Hey, that was my card. Yoink. I'm gonna put this here. Fordola? Interesting. Very. Hee hee. Do it again. Oh, I'm first. I was zoning out there. That looks like a pretty creature, not gonna lie. Really? Papalima Anita. Okay. Is this the card? Damn. Again? Round 3. Fight! Double. Perfect. Round 4. Fight. Surprised it's taking me so long. The drop rate for cards so far seemed pretty good. This is the roughest I've seen it. This. This. Save that spot for me. Damn. I win. Really? Round 5? Okay. If you insist. Yeah. Oh good, I still won. And I got the card. Nice. You beat me. Still, your style's a lot like my friend's. I wonder if he's been enjoying life while I've been stuck in here. Maybe. Sentry 8. R8. I would have preferred R2, but, you know. Oh hey, achievement. The vanilla card! Finally! It's mine! Yay! Okay. Huh. That's a vehicle. Interesting. Weird. Alright, back to the farm.
What do you suppose they keep inside this building?
Here we are. I'm sure you'll learn a great deal from the workers here.
My dog say hi.
Allow me to introduce you to Mahosa, one of the most experienced farmhands in all of Alexandria. She's well versed in myriad farming techniques. Indeed, the wealth of knowledge she has shared with the other farmers is what has allowed this place to flourish. Queen Svein, to what do I owe this sudden shower of praise? My apologies for the interruption. I am come with guests from beyond the barrier. They wish to learn more of Alexandria, and so I invited them to see how our crops are grown. I do hope that's all right.
So the rumors of visitors from the outside were true. Or outside were true. Oh my god.
What manner of hosts would we be to deny them a look around? And I gather your majesty also intended to check on things here? You know me too well, Mahosa. I thought to seize this opportunity to see how the farmers fare, and perhaps pepper them with a few questions. Though I do so enjoy observing and taking part in the work too. 'Twould appear we have a permission, so please, walk the grounds to your heart's content.
You go on ahead. I'll keep her company. I'll keep Svein company. Don't misunderstand. I'm not the suspicious type. Oops. But given our positions, it would make sense for us to go around together, wouldn't you say?
Aww. A fair point. But be sure not to let me out of your sight.
Lamau.
I shall remain under Wook Lamotte's watchful eye. Pray, come find us after you've seen your fill and spoken with the other farmhands.
Dartle.
My duties here are quite varied. Despite being merely a farmer, we all have to do our part if we're to prosper.
True.
Ah, Ronex. So they still have some of the same animals. Oh, you have an interest in our farmland. I'll tell you anything you want to know.
Ah, tell me about yourself.
Oh, you want to know about me? There's not much to tell, but I'm... You're pecan? I've always had a fondness for growing things, and I've gotten quite good at cooking various types of produce. I can also tell how fresh vegetables are just by looking at them.
What kind of place is this? Your pants look like they belong on a black mage. And the rest looks like farmer. Okay.
This is Yupe's halo, an important part of life here in the outskirts. I work alongside Shalosi, who runs the place, and we cultivate a variety of vegetables here. With the help of electro technology, we make the most of what the land has to offer and support those who call this place home. They also grow produce inside Everkeep, but it's not the same as the plants originally from Taral. This farmland is mainly used for cultivating Tarali vegetables and using traditional methods.
Fair enough. So there are different things on the other side. Which means the people on the outskirts are likely mostly Tarali. Okay. Interesting.
Now, where might Wooklamat and Bean be? There they are. Never mind. Found them.
It's a shame Koana's not here to see all these bizarre contraptions.
True.
Finished already, are we? If so, I should very much like to hear what you think of our facilities.
No, not quite. Not quite. I'm gonna start from the top and then come back down. To the dodo farm first, then. Very good.
The saying that you and yours will visit us from beyond the barrier. That true? So it is. Which means we're connected to the outside world again. Not that I have a desire to leave, mind you. I'm quite content with life here in Alexandria. But setting that aside, you're here to observe our work, right? As you can see, I'm in charge of livestock. Here at U-Base Halo, we produce not only fruits and vegetables, but also meat, poultry, and eggs. Tending the animals is an absolute joy, but I have to be careful not to grow attached. It's always a little sad when they're shipped off, but a job is a job. Well, I need to get back to it, but it was nice talking to you. Please give my regards to the Queen. Perhaps later you could tell me more of what the world is like beyond the barrier. Huh. I can't tell if that means she's from Thral or if she's a descendant. Like, Mikoje don't have that long a lifespan. They live maybe 50 to 60 years. So it's entirely possible that she's second gen. Oh, an unfamiliar face. I gather this is your first time on site, then?
Yes, sir.
Well, this here's the storehouse. Or rather, the entrance. The real storehouse is underground, much more spacious and equipped with a temperature regulation system to keep the harvest from spoiling. Yo? Since the entrance is so small, it's much easier to prevent wild beasts from wandering inside, which also makes it a viable facility for breeding and raising livestock. We've even got a few beds down there for emergencies. Nice. Parents often complain about how Alexandrian technology and electro complicate our lives, but it's just a matter of learning how things work. You're second gen. Take my job, for instance. I'm presently overseeing the storage of harvested crops. They'll be taken up to the tower for processing, and from there find their way to every dining table in Alexandria. The work is hard, I'll not deny, but I take great satisfaction in what we do. Plus, that felt like a generation gap, you know? We meme about it a lot in life, but it truly feels like one. I actually live up there. It's only for work that I come down to the outskirts. Oh, okay. Looks like I'm out of that particular stock then. Very good. Elias, Light levels appear to be fine. As for the power source... You wish to know about my job? I tend to the fields mostly, watering the crops, keeping the soil fertile, and so on. It admittedly took some time until I fully understood how best to carry out my duties. I also manage the lamps we use in the fields. We do our best to keep everything up to code, but should they ever start to malfunction, it's up to me to fix them. Land and sky being what they are, ensuring a rich harvest makes for constant work. But honestly, I enjoy how involved the process is. Both my parents being Alexandrian, I didn't grow up knowing much of anything about farming. Oh, so you wouldn't have an accent. like theirs at all. Oh, great. Actually, now that I think about it, the last kid was probably also entirely Alexandrian. Shit. Snap. Anyway. Every day is an opportunity to learn and grow. If you should ever take an interest in farming, I'd be more than happy to teach you what I know. Okay. Okay. I see. Don't be too hard on yourself. Anyone would have been hard-pressed to deal with such a thing. Huh? With what? Oh, welcome back. My apologies for failing to notice your return. I gather you've had your fill of speaking with the farmers. Then let us return to Mahusa. Okay. Oh, okay. I wasn't expecting a cutscene for some reason. Well, what are your impressions of the farm? Everything was surprisingly normal. I was amazed that everyone loves their work. Electrope is quite impressive. I was amazed that everyone loves their work. A curious observation. Do you not love your own work? Mine's a very special kind of work. Oh, but I jest. It's true that the people of the outskirts seem the most fulfilled. Always they take their duties with good cheer. And what do you think of our little tour, Lamachi? Or what did you think of our little tour, Lamachi? What did you call me? Oh, I see. Oh, was that inappropriate? My apologies. I heard the others call you by that name, and I thought... No, it's fine. As you said before, we've no need for titles and formalities. Aw. As for my thoughts, I was very impressed. That machines could be used to overcome so harsh an environment is amazing. I've never seen anything like it. The feeling is understandable. Indeed, many still find the machinery behind me baffling. That's fair. It's a system that controls the I'm done. It's a system that controls the distribution of water for the fields and livestock. It's been acting up lately, though. Probably from the dome appearing on our side. Acting up, you say? You needn't worry, my queen. It happens fairly often. Put simply, it's taken in water that had a strong lightning charge. Huh? We think some creatures have become charged up with the energy, and they're releasing it into the river we use as a source. The system would return to normal if the creatures were dealt with, but I'm reluctant to beg it of the army. Fair. Sounds like a job for us. Oh, we could take care of it if you'd like. The two of them are like, I'm sorry? That is most gracious of you to offer, but it's much too dangerous. Sweetie, you haven't met me, but, I'll be fine. I promise. Oh, man. Oh, it's no trouble for the vow of resolve of Turiolol.
regardless of how the relationship between our nations may develop. If there are people in need, I want to help. Simple as that. Aww. As good a bean as always with Glamat. And she's even stronger than I am. It shouldn't take us long at all. Very well. I gratefully accept. But please, take all care. This ought to go even faster if you and I search for lightning-charged fiends on our own. Good hunting.
Oh, okay. Okay. Bye. Bye then.
I'm doing a lot of recording / story prog today. Whew.
Okay. Randomly gets teleported there and just fights someone trying to fight someone else. Okay.
I do not doubt your strength, but please, be careful. Sorry for dragging you into our troubles. If it seems too dangerous, don't hesitate to retreat.
Fun. Still though, I wanna... Hold on. Let me see if I can... Okay. Why is it so bright? Oh, that's why. Disable movement. Normal. Well, actually... Yeah. Oh, it says... Our Heart, Alexandria? On. Mayorzian's a little rough, but I'm gonna take pictures of this and save it for later, and I can try solving it later. Mayorzian's a little rough and takes a minute. The bottom part definitely says Our Heart, Alexandria. For sure. Also, I'm loving the texture. Absolutely adoring it. There was something else on our outfit that had words here. Part of that's blocked. Okay. Whoa. Okay, and then the front of her outfit had something too. Oh, I was wondering what my character was doing. I'm like, I don't even remember using an emo. Oh, first off. Pretty outfit. Second. Oops, more important. Oh, that one's much harder to read. Whoa. Her necklace just got prettier. Holy shit. You can really see the gems sparkling. I like her outfit more and more the more I look at it. But yeah, that'll be hard for me to translate, but... Do I have my screenshot folder up? I do. Now let me put these in a different folder so that I can find them later, so I can actually translate them. Or try to. Okay. No, that's not what I meant to. Or I want to store them. Okay. Yeah, I can just copy them over here.
I'll try to translate those later. Very good. Okay. What'd you say again? Oh, I don't doubt your strength, but be careful. Don't feel bad if it seems dangerous. Go ahead and retreat. Okay. Ease, pace, lemon squeezing. I'm just shaking things up at the moment. I do? Oh, there. Man, my beagles be acting crazy. They do that though, so I'm not exactly surprised, but you can probably hear them acting crazy. Oh, okay. Very good. And back to my main class. Well, main story class. No idea where Wicklamat is though, so I'm not gonna look for him. Wow, you really are strong. Cutscene, ooh ah ah. There she is. Ah, you're both alright, thank goodness.
You really needn't have worried so much. We barely broke a sweat dealing with the fiends. They're all gone now.
Aw.
Of course I was worried.
Oh. Wrong voice. I messed it up a little. Started going to Kral's voice. Alright.
Of course I was worried. You're my dear guests. But thank you. We truly appreciate this.
Indeed, with this, we won't have to ask Zeralja's machines for help. He's been making a concerted effort to bolster his forces, sparing but a fraction for the people's protection. He thinks nothing of our safety, unlike Queen Sphene.
That's enough, Mahusa. If you have grievances, I will hear them later. But to speak of the king now...
No, she's right. He's never been one to look after his people.
Anyway, thanks for letting us tour the farm. The folk here are delightful, and it was a pleasure to meet them.
You couldn't have favored us with more uplifting words. My people are my pride and joy. Oh, I'm getting a phone call. Hold on. And you never fail to let us know, nor how much you care. Of course. You're my precious family, all of you. I like that she's taking this approach. She cares about all of them,
Even though they originally weren't her citizens. And I really appreciate that part of her personality, honestly. She's another good bean. You seem a good source. You seem a good sort, Sphene. That I'll admit. But you'll forgive me if I'm not ready to lower my guard for the enemy queen just yet. For you to be called that, I tried to imagine what villainy your majesty has committed. Yeah, he killed my father. Well, her father, but yeah. Come now, this is no laughing matter. That sounded more like Kryle's voice. Wow, it's really zooming in on her. You can see a little flex in her outfit there, the collar. A ruler is responsible for the welfare of countless lives, and one wrong decision can lead to untold suffering. Failure is unconscionable. Now, I believe we are done with the farm. Let's move on, shall we? I keep trying to find that balance. Day in the life, okay. Ah, shoot, I tapped out on accident. My apologies for laughing earlier. Your friend painted an image so far removed from the Sphene we know I couldn't help myself. Fair enough. I thought that was a minion for half a second. I'm so sorry, Lalafell. Zoralja, you bastard! On the cloud? Like cloud 9? Eh. Okay. Now I want 7-7. Anyway. On the cloud, Sphene would take you back to the outskirts. Perhaps we should head back to the outskirts. I dare say your friends would also have returned by now. My thanks again for dealing with the fiends. Come and visit us anytime. I thought it was gonna put me in a cutscene for half a second. I'm like, that's such a weird time to do it. Like everyone, I have the utmost admiration and respect for Queen Sphene. It's a little embarrassing to say such things to her in person, though. Fair enough. Admiration and respect. Okay. Very good. There's so much of Alexandria I would love to show you. Oh, the money. Okay, hello. Hello. Uh-huh. Okay. I only had 4 of that item up, so it should stop now. We're good? Yeah, okay. There's so much of Alexandria I would love to show you. Still trying to strike that balance. Do you hear that? What in the cutscene?
What's happening over there?
Ooh, voices, very good.
It's nearly time.
Whatever it is, she doesn't like it. But she wants us to see it. She's not trying to hide it. Whatever it is. The game's all here. That's good.
I'm glad you could make it.
Based on the sad music, I kind of feel like somebody's dying. Like, I already had a weird feeling somebody might be dying. It just... I wonder if eventually people are forced to become the machines. Oh, once they hit elderly. Okay.
Are you with us?
That's better than it could have been.
Queen Sphene has come to see you. We're here, Namika.
Huh?
Everything is going to be all right.
Oh my god. She lived until old age. Or older age. This is really the same Namika? Can it be? It is.
Oh,
Oh my god.
what's
Her
the
eyes.
matter, dear?
Wow, this is trippy. She realized. Oh, the bracelet!
It can't be.
It is. I'm surprised she lived that long. We donned...
That's the bangle I gave to Namika.
The rest of us put two and two together. Well, or at least Aaronville and I did, because we know the bracelet.
You know her?
Yep. Yep.
Of course I know her. She was like a mother to me.
I see. She was always willing to lend a kindly ear to others, but rarely did she ever speak of herself.
Oh.
Is it really you?
She must have arrived shortly before the barrier manifested.
Mm-hmm.
For us, it was perhaps days, but for her...
It's been 30 years, yeah.
Namika, it's me. Wuklamat.
Aww.
I'm afraid her time with us is nearly at an end.
Yeah. Aww.
Has she no more soul cells?
Oh, damn. Yeah, I had a feeling. Oh god, it does have to do with the souls. I don't like this. Oh lordy.
She always used hers sparingly, but at her age, it wouldn't make a difference.
So, basically, it seems like anybody can bring themselves back to life. But if they're dying of old age, it wouldn't matter anyway. So it's better to just pass. And then her soul cells will probably be moved on to someone else. I don't like that. Whomst.
Ma'am, the ushers have arrived.
Aww.
Thank you, Namika, for your many years of friendship. Take comfort in the knowledge that this is not the end. Be not afraid. Your memory will live on. In us.
Oh, lordy. I'm a little uncomfy with this.
Living on in memory. The giants share a similar belief.
That's true, but this one's literal, and that one was more emotional. I don't like this.
Wait, where are you taking her?
Worry not. She is being escorted to a medical facility in the tower. There we will ease her burden. I had hoped to make arrangements for her sooner, but she wished to remain here for as long as possible. I could not bring myself to refuse her.
Can we go with? Stay calm.
Is there any way I might stay with her for a little while longer?
Aww.
We may not share the same blood, but she was my mother.
Aww.
Please.
Let us give them some time alone.
Good. Thank you. I just hope she recognizes her. That's rough. I don't like that.
She didn't speak, but I'm grateful that I could be with her at the end. Thank you.
It's not the end.
And this is the part I don't like.
Oh, nothing. I was just thinking that we have much to discuss. Where shall we begin?
You guys intentionally don't talk about death. And that's becoming clearer and clearer because you're doing something you know you shouldn't. Otherwise, you would be more open about it. Is Erenville's mother dead? I was wondering if she became one of the robots, but now I'm getting more convinced she's dead and might be part of the robots. Or somebody's backup soul cells. Which I don't like.
With what we can be reasonably certain of, perhaps.
True. Always a good place to start.
Between what we have witnessed and the testimony of Alexandria's inhabitants, it's safe to say that two distinct lands have indeed become one. What's more, having met Namika, there is no denying the divergence in the passage of time.
Yes.
Taken together, these phenomena strongly suggest that some manner of cross-rift displacement has occurred. Specifically, the displacement of Alexandria from another reflection to the source.
Yes, which does make me question... Because I don't think there's a way from here to their reflection. We'd probably have to go directly through the gate to the Golden City, which probably leads to another place on the reflection. And then there will probably be some historical thing over there that's like, yeah, that town just up and vanished 30 years ago, you know?
It does seem the most likely explanation.
Mm-hmm. So there was teleporting and time travel, technically. Technically, okay. So I wasn't crazy. Cool, I like that. Still hurts my head a little though, because that's a lot that they did right there. And I know one of my friends is gonna be confused, and I know a lot of people are probably gonna be confused, but at the same time, a lot of people are gonna be like, it's fine, whatever. Mumbo jumbo. Okay, cool.
What perplexes me, however, is the scale of said displacement.
True.
It far exceeds what could conceivably be achieved with a Void Gate, or even with the Crystal Tower.
They are more advanced than us. That might have to do with it.
In essence, we are dealing with a localized instance of dimensional compression. The Ascians would no doubt liken it to a rejoining.
Ah! No! Not the Ascians, they're back! Oh, wait, no, we're just talking about them. Oh, shit. Sorry, trauma kicked in. Ugh. Unless.
Which invites the question, how was such a feat accomplished?
I wish that I had an answer for you, but this talk of reflections and dimensions is well beyond my understanding.
So advanced, and yet...
I can only tell you that we lived peacefully under the barrier's protection for many, many years, until the day that peace was suddenly broken.
If I may clarify, the barrier predates Alexandria's displacement.
By several hundred years, yes.
Huh?
To when the continent we call home was ravaged by a devastating cataclysm.
Stop! You're from a reflection that doesn't exist anymore? Oh dear gods! Oh no! The reason the... Oh no! Oh, you're from 11 based, you're probably from a place where, oh Jesus. Oh, come on, 12. Help me think. You're probably from one of the rejoinings where the world was overwhelmed by the element of lightning. And when Kryl was dropped off, that's probably when it happened, and her parents saw it coming, so they thought to save their child, but they already thought it... But they probably also thought it was too late for them, so they went back. Because we saw that her mom, Kryl's mom, was already vanishing, which means in our world, their destruction, even though it was millennia ago, happened 20 years ago. But for us, none of this was even a problem at all, and we had no idea. And in their world, it was several hundred years ago. Good gods. They went for full convoluted. Holy shit. Okay. I was wondering if there was ever going to be a way to restore any of the lost reflections, and I figured no, but now they're just merging them with us, and there's so many ways to go with that, good and bad, so I don't, good lord. Okay, I'm keeping up, Oy.
The barrier was erected to isolate us from the surrounding land's innocuous influence.
I see.
I see. and it was only later that it was whisked away, along with its contents, by means unknown.
Yes.
In other words, Spheen's as lost as the rest of us, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Alexandrians didn't mean to end up in Tural.
Yes, that was Soralja's fault. Like as not. Or Asian's. So, like as not, someone else other than her helped Soralja, and then went, you know what? Fuck it. Do what you will. And... Damn it. Okay, Asians. This is still your fault. Anyway. Huh? Squints?
Ah, but of course, our next stop ought to be Everkeep. That tower over yonder.
You're really bad at dodging, girl. It's real obvious you're trying to dodge when you suddenly shut up and then completely start a new conversation. That's not how you dodge, you know what I'm saying? Oh no, is this another... Well, the Asians told us we'd be saved if we agreed to their terms and conditions? Ha 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 ha. You know, like, fucking Asians. I'm blaming Asians again.
Once you have been registered as my guests, you will have access to Solution 9 and its residential district, where you will doubtless gain invaluable insight into Alexandria's state of affairs.
Finally, the second town is upon us. I was wondering if it was gonna be now or the last zone, because there's 6 zones, so I'm only in zone 5, so... I'm not at all surprised it's in this zone rather than the 6th one. I don't know what the 6th one's gonna be, because shit got weird real fast. I'm hoping it's, like, through the Golden City, but... If this is the Golden City, then that doesn't work, but Anyway, Zone 5. I'm not surprised the city's coming up. Let's do this. Whee!
Unfortunately, I cannot take you directly to where Zoralja resides.
No, it's probably a good idea right now.
That you'd let us in it all goes a long way toward proving you're not content to let Zoralja do as he pleases.
Truth. I want your hairstyle. Anyway.
But we're not talking about a simple difference of opinion here.
Mm-hmm.
I've come to avenge my father. And to do so, I intend to take Zoralja's life. Are you willing to stand by and allow Alexandria's king to be slain?
He doesn't give a shit about the people. Slay him! Slay him! She doesn't feel comfortable around him at all, and that much is obvious, so I say slay him. Let us slay him.
A fair question.
I'm really liking the music. Stop doing that unless you're gonna give it to me. I swear. It's so good. Also, her outfit is like fairy tale princess. And then her kingdom is all techno. They're very conflicting vibes. I mean, yeah, she's got a little bit of the neon, a little bit of the sparkly, which may be candy or rave, but like, not quite either. It's quite the mix.
Permit me to answer it thus. My people come first. Their welfare is paramount.
I like you. That was a great way to answer that question.
I will do everything in my power to keep them from harm.
Excellent.
It is a ruler's duty.
True.
Now, I am off to register you at Everkeep. It may take some time, but you shall find the entrance open to you in due course.
Thank you.
Oh, and ere I forget, your mother, Kafkiwa, you might try the Thunder Yards to the east.
Oh? Oh, please don't be a grave.
The Thunder Yards? Is that where she is?
Concern.
I'm afraid I can say no more than that. Make for the Thunder Yards, and all will be made clear.
Interesting. Why is that buzzing? Kind of uncomfortable.
It's not as if we have other pressing business. Not until we can get into this Everkeep, anyway.
Did he just relay that info to someone?
Thank you for earlier. And for being a friend to Namika these past 30 years. It means a lot to me.
Namika? I'm sorry, but I don't know who you mean.
No, it removes them from memory when they become soul. Oh no. She's already dead, isn't she? Oh no, that was her getting uploaded and deleted from their memories, wasn't it? Oh no. I hate it here. I'm leaning more towards his mother's dead. And the reason the queen remembers is because her memory doesn't get deleted, unlike everyone else. Because it's easier to have times of peace if nobody's ever grieving, right? Nobody can ever be sad if they don't remember people died, right? Oh, I fucking hate it here. Ugh. Which means Arenville's mother's probably dead. And we realized real fucking quick that's sus as hell.
What? We were just with her. If this is some sort of a joke, it isn't funny.
I don't mean to give offense, but I honestly have no idea who you are talking about. I'm sorry.
How can you not know who she is?
Because of the little thingy on his skull. That's how.
You're in charge here. She was under your care.
Oh boy.
Then in all likelihood, my memories of her have been stored in the cloud.
That does not make it better. That you basically know that she's being deleted from your memory. Like, actively know. Oh no, Arenville's mom.
Any person seemingly forgotten without reason is probably there, in the cloud.
I don't know that they know why they're there, though. That's the concern.
Oh, I really must be getting back to work. If you'll excuse me.
Does that mean instead of a grave, we're gonna find our servers? Oh no. I don't like this place. I don't like it at all. Ooh, I hate it here. Also, the queen, if she's been ruling for 30 years, she's kind of young. I noticed that a little bit ago, but, don't like it here. I don't like it here at all. I want to go back to Tural. Proper Tural.
I've never seen nor heard of anything like this before. As far as I could tell, Pepone genuinely had no recollection of Namika.
I'm uncomfy. We'll see how it is with other people.
This is very unsettling. To say the fucking least, yeah. What's going on? How could Pepone suddenly forget about Namika? It's as if he never knew her. Could the same thing have happened to others as well, I wonder?
Uh-huh. Karen fucking T. There's only one way to find out. Let's make inquiries about Namika in the area. We can reconvene afterwards at the Aetheryte. I don't think Erinfel's mom's alive. Which is weird because they have incredibly long life. The Shatona? Or Viera? They live for hundreds of years. Erinfel's not that old from what I've gathered. So... I don't imagine his mom was obscenely older. I mean, maybe. She didn't... I didn't get that impression. Working resident. This isn't done specifically because they're from... No, I think it's from everyone. But I wonder if memories of Turali specifically are erased. To try and bring order and normalcy back to those who are Alexandrian. God, I don't... Certainly hope not.
An old woman named Namika? I'm afraid I don't know that person. I'm sorry I couldn't be of help. I'm sorry, perhaps someone else knows this Namika.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I don't... this place is back to making me uncomfortable. Like, I was starting to be like, okay, it's okay, and now I'm incredibly uncomfortable with the zone again. Oof. I don't like it here, guys.
What's that? Do I know a Namika? Never met anyone by that name. And I've worked at the outskirts for a good while now. If she'd spent time here, I would remember.
Oh, God.
Like as not, this Namika is up in the cloud.
Why do they just accept that? Oh, God. I don't like it here. This is one of the ones who is taking care of Namika. Oh, no.
Do I recall caring for someone until recently? And you say that it was a woman named Namika. Or Namika, sorry. While I can't say for certain it was her, I wouldn't worry. I'm sure she's just been taken up to the cloud.
Oh. It's not common, but it does happen from time to time.
Are you sure it's not common, or can you just not remember? I hate it here. I was almost comfortable with this area, and now I fucking hate it here. I still kind of like Sphene, but now I think something's up. Something's definitely suspicious. Wait, can I find any of my friends? Probably not. Last time I tried to do that, I couldn't find them anywhere, actually, so I probably shouldn't worry about it. I'll look around a little bit.
I don't like this zone. I don't want to be here anymore. Like, I didn't like how weirdly techy it got, and like time skipping, reflection hopping, bullshitty nonsense it was. Like, it got to be a little much. And I wasn't comfy, and then it was like, okay, well, they're doing okay, everything's fine, and now it's back to, I really, really, really don't want to be here, and I want the expansion to just end. I don't want to be here anymore. I am not comfortable with any of this. Not really. I don't want to be here. I want to kill Zeralja, yeet back to Tural, and never come here again, if I can avoid it. But Solution 9 should be the follow-up city, so I'm gonna have to go to it constantly for endgame stuff, and I don't want to. I don't want to. We'll see how things go, but So it was the same for everyone. Not a single person remembers Namika. It's as if the memory of her has been purged from their memories. While such a thing might be done with magic, to alter the memories of so many at once would be a tremendous undertaking. We would have felt a surge of ether corresponding to the act too. And and I sense none of that in the moment. Or in that moment. Neither did I. But I did notice something else. Right before Pepone seemingly forgot, a light in the device on his head began to blink. I saw that too. Could there be a connection? Someone else said something about soul cells. I wonder if the queen set up the system, or if it's part of why she wants Zeralja gone. If she wants... if it's part of why she doesn't like Zeralja, easy peasy, I like her. If it's not, I'm not comfortable anymore. I'm suddenly hesitant of her. We'll see how it goes. But who might we ask about this? If we continued making such inquiries, I expect we would only cause confusion. Yeah. Indeed. If we can't readily solve the mystery about Namika, perhaps we should search for Katya instead. I forgot how to pronounce it for a second there. Sveen said to try the Thunder Yards. It should be in this direction. I have a weird feeling she's dead, and I don't like it. Is there a robot right there? There's a robot right there. Staring at us. Huh! It's cute. I wouldn't mind it as a minion. But at the same time, I'm about to be very upset, aren't I? Oh! Impossible! It's probably not how it talks, but you know. That better not be the mama. I'm gonna be so upset if that's mama. Hmm? Another kind of mechanical soldier? It looks dangerous. We better destroy it. No, it looks cute and peaceful, actually. I think this one's friendly, to say the least. Should we give chase? I think it understood our words. It might be worth asking it some questions. Not destroying it. Erenville, are you alright? You look like you've seen a ghost. It's nothing. I'm fine. I didn't do his voice right. Oh, man. I'm fine. It's nothing. I'm fine. Nah, fuck it. Anyway. Well, it went off in the direction we're headed anyway, so let's try to track it down. Mm-hmm.
That better not be Mama. Ah, man. My throat's starting to die a little. Let's see, how long's this section been so far? Need to double check. Wait a minute. Oh, it's already been almost 3 hours? Oh, shit. I guess I'll finish this quest and then we'll call it, for this video. I didn't realize. I almost pulled another 4 hour on you guys. I'm sorry. Well, there's Ali. And Raha. Oh, okay, they made a trail for me to follow. I didn't miss somebody, did I? No. I didn't. Okay. Alright, here we go. It's faster than it looks. This looks like a dried up river or something. I don't see it. Alright, Raha. Cryo! No sign of it over here. To the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. That voice, could it be? God, it better not be Mama. I don't know where Ramat is. Oh, there she is. Like, I turned around, like, I could have sworn I didn't pass anybody, and then I found her. Nothing but birds over here. No. Oh boy. I feel like I'm about to hate this. Hey, I found it. Weird. My luck strikes again. Never saw that coming. Hi. You're very cute. Catch it. You found it? To the northeast. Then it must be bound for the mines. Come on then. It could well be a trap, so let's not rush in too quickly. True. Okay. an old coal mine. It appears to have long since been abandoned, like so many other places. I think it's safe to assume it went into the mines. Stones in those
One more time. I'm like losing my I'm losing my voice a little. Okay.
Stones in those crates. Could it be turquoise?
Really? Turquoise? Oh, I see what they did there. Okay.
So it went in here?
Probably, apparently.
I heard faint voices coming from inside.
So it's not alone. But we're still going in, of course. This may be a trap. Be ready for a fight, everyone.
I don't think it is because it didn't do the. Oh, hello, person. It didn't do the combat thing. Ow. If it tries to put me in combat, I'm gonna move it to the next video because I am trying not to overwhelm you guys with overly long videos. I mean, yeah, I do really long recording sessions, and entering the videos are kind of long, but if I can help it, I'd like to avoid it. Okay, it doesn't look like it's putting me into combat, so that's good.
It would appear no one has worked these tunnels in quite some time.
Yeah.
I'm not worried. We've had to improvise countless times before, after all.
So you're a little worried?
A device made with electro. It seems to be the only one here.
Probably to power these lanterns. And maybe charge a few robots.
This tunnel just keeps going.
I can hear them. Oh, whoa, how did my tongue do that just now? Okay.
I can hear them. Several people up ahead. I can't make out their conversation with the echoing.
That's fair.
Let's keep going. Stay on your guard.
Cutscene, maybe? Yeah, okay. We'll finish up this quest then, like it's not. Hopefully it's voiced. I hope. Hi again. Friendly, I swear.
What is this?
I'm nervous. A person. A person. I like people.
A trap?
Oh.
It really is you!
No, Mama's a robot! Mama's a robot! No! I wanted to meet the real Mama! Oh, I hate it here. Hopefully it's just like a robot controlled by her, but I don't believe that. Aww, I hate it here. I don't like this zone or this section. I want to go home. Alright, go ahead.
Huh? That's fair.
Who?
Her son.
I just had to get a look at you in the light. I can still hardly believe my eyes. But it is you, my darling Olympia!
Oh my dear God, she's excitable. I like her so far, but, oh God.
My darling, what now?
What's his name in throughout? Anyway. We're like, they ain't pointing at us, we're not pointing at them. Easy. Oh my god. You're too cute, stop it, please. I need a minion of her.
Oh, it's so good to see you, my fussy little bun bun. What are you doing here? What brings you all this way?
I like her a lot. I just wish I could see her in the flesh. At least she's not dead. Not dead. I hate it here. Yeah, we got Animal Crossing music again. Anyway, fussy little bun bun? He's like,
Why the long face? Aren't you happy to see me after all this time?
Well, you see, we were on the way to meet you, and then 30 years apparently happened, and now he's shocked that you've turned into a robot, as am I, and I'm kind of disappointed by it, and I'm sure he's just too stunned to function. I wouldn't blame him if he passed out right now, honestly.
I don't know that laugh anywhere. Mother?
Uh-huh. God, I wish this wasn't...
Wait. Since when was your mother a weird floating thing?
Uh-huh.
And what have we here? Say, aren't you Gulu Jaja's kitten?
Uh-huh. Your personality.
I recognize that adorable fuzzy face. Ellen Espear was always so excited whenever you invited him over to play. You remember me, I hope?
Uh-huh.
I can't say that I do. But you know my father?
Uh-huh. Haha. He's like, I don't know how it happened, but that's my mom.
Appearances notwithstanding, it would seem this is my mother, Kafkiwa.
Kaskiwa. Okay. Kafkia. Okay.
I'm sorry?
Oh, okay.
Oh, but this won't do. Come in. Friends of my Ellen Espear are always welcome.
I see they don't use the mind possession thingy. Cool, I like it here, in this particular cave. Better than the other place. Oh god, I hate it here.
All I ask is a little forewarning, but no.
That's fair. That sounds about right. Everybody's like, oh, back to normal. Yep.
Just when I thought I was starting to get a handle on this place. How are things still getting stranger?
Uh-huh. Yeah, Okay. I like the song here, though. Anyway. At this point, I doubt anything could possibly surprise me. Yeah, just disappoint, I suppose. Arenville's mother is a floating machine. Right, that makes about as much sense as everything else thus far. Uh-huh. I can't say I understand what's going on, but at least Kafchia is safe. I don't think she's alive, sweetie. Not technically.
The Allegans had machines that could be controlled remotely. Is she using something similar to communicate with us? I fucking hope so, or I'm gonna be real fucking disappointed. That's what I'm saying, man. I'm not 100% she's alive, though.
If she is, good, and that robot really suits her as a middleman. But I
won't be surprised if you tell me she's dead and uploaded to a cloud of sorts. As far as I can tell, that is indeed my mother. I can think of few people in the world quite so spirited.
Uh-huh.
But as to what's happened, we'll need to ask her.
Uh-huh. On the cloud. I get it. On the cloud. Haha. Gone and forgotten? Great. Uh-huh. So we're gonna call it an end to this video. And, I gotta sneeze, one sec. Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna rest my voice, I think, and finish recording for today. So, the next video will be recorded on a different day when hopefully my throat recovers from this nonsense. Ugh. Anyway, yeah, comment how you feel about this place. Comment on what you think about my theories and theories of your own, please and thank you. Yeah. Be sure to like, follow, subscribe, all that good jazz. Follow the card link to see my socials and my Twitch. I stream Monday through Friday. Pardon, with the occasional, like, off day, you know, as one does. But yeah, that's generally my schedule. And yeah. I hope you're having a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and I hope this didn't hurt your brains too bad. Or emotionally. I just... Whew. Anyway, yeah, be sure to hydrate, eat, stretch, take vitamins, and medicine, get some sleep if you need to, okay? I'll catch you in the next part, I guess? Wow, I just... my head hurts from this one. So does my throat. I'll see you guys in the next one. Batty bye!